Spiritual awakening symptoms. This is why your friends pull away. Understand why. Attention. This information is not for everyone. If you are meant to hear this, you will feel it in your soul right now. There's a reason you've been pulled away from everything familiar. A reason why solitude has wrapped itself around you like a cloak you never asked to wear. And if you're watching this right now, in this exact moment, understand that this is no coincidence. What I'm about to reveal will illuminate the hidden purpose behind your isolation. A truth that's been concealed from your conscious mind, but orchestrated by forces far beyond ordinary understanding. The universe has placed you here in this sacred space of aloneness, and by the end of this message, you'll understand why. You've been feeling it, haven't you? That inexplicable distance growing between you and the people who once filled your world. Friends who feel like strangers, family gatherings that drain your soul, social situations that leave you energetically depleted for days. You didn't consciously choose this separation, yet here you are, standing in the eye of a spiritual storm that's reshaping everything you thought you knew about connection, belonging, and your place in this reality. This isn't rejection. This isn't depression. This isn't you failing at being human. What you're experiencing is something far more profound, something that ancient mystics and modern seekers alike have walked through on their journey toward awakening. Your isolation is not a punishment. It's a divine recalibration, a cosmic pause button pressed by the universe itself to prepare you for what's coming next. The spiritual awakening process moves through phases, and the one you're navigating right now demands solitude. Not because you're broken, but because you're transforming. Think of a caterpillar dissolving in its chrysalis. To the outside world, it appears dormant, perhaps even dead. But within that sacred isolation, an alchemical miracle is taking place. Cells are rearranging, new structures are forming. The creature that emerges will bear little resemblance to what entered. This is your chrysalis moment. The intensity of spiritual awakening creates energetic shifts so profound that your entire operating system is being upgraded. Your consciousness is expanding beyond the frequencies that most people operate within, and this expansion requires a recalibration period. During this time, the connections that once sustained you may no longer match your evolving vibration. It's not that these people have changed, you have. Your energetic signature is transforming, and with it, your capacity to engage with certain energies, environments, and relationships. Let me share something crucial that most spiritual teachings won't tell you outright. Your heightened sensitivity right now is not a weakness. It's a superpower in its infancy, raw and unrefined, but powerful beyond measure. You've likely noticed that your senses have amplified to an almost overwhelming degree. Sounds seem sharper. Lights feel more intense. The emotions of others hit you like waves you can't escape. You walk into a room and immediately sense the energy, the tensions, the unspoken currents flowing beneath surface conversations. This is your awakening consciousness coming online. Your intuitive faculties are no longer dormant suggestions in the background of your mind. They've become the primary lens through which you perceive reality. What once felt like gut feelings now arrive as undeniable knowing. You sense things before they happen. You read people with uncanny accuracy. You feel the energetic residue in places and spaces. This isn't imagination. This is your spiritual DNA activating. But here's where it gets challenging. This heightened sensitivity makes you acutely aware of the density that permeates much of human interaction. The drama that others swim in comfortably now feels suffocating to you. The unconscious patterns, the ego games, the surface-level conversations, all of it registers as energetic static that disrupts your newly refined frequency. You're no longer able to tolerate what you once accepted as normal. Your system rejects it the way a body rejects a toxin. This is why isolation has become your reality. Your consciousness is protecting itself during this vulnerable transformation phase. You're being removed from energetic environments that would interfere with your recalibration. The universe isn't punishing you by taking away your social connections. It's creating the necessary conditions for your metamorphosis. Just as a seed must break open in the darkness of soil before it can reach toward the light, you must experience this sacred solitude before you can fully embody your awakened state. Your physical body is changing too, responding to the energetic shifts rippling through your consciousness. Foods that once satisfied you now feel heavy, almost toxic. That morning coffee that used to energize you might now send your system into overdrive. Meats and dairy products that were staples of your diet may suddenly feel incompatible with your energy. Processed foods laden with chemicals and preservatives lose their appeal as your body becomes more discerning, more aligned with its natural wisdom. These aren't random dietary changes or signs of developing disorders. Your body is instinctively gravitating toward sustenance that matches your evolving frequency. It's seeking lighter, more vital foods that support rather than hinder your transformation. Your physical vessel is becoming a more refined instrument, capable of channeling higher frequencies, and it needs fuel that matches this new capacity. Beyond taste and appetite, your sensory perception is undergoing a mystical enhancement. You might catch glimpses of lights or sparks in your peripheral vision, manifestations of energetic presences that exist beyond ordinary sight. Your ears may pick up ringing or buzzing sounds, not as symptoms of a medical condition, but as attunement to subtle frequencies that have always been present but remained imperceptible to your former state of awareness. These are not hallucinations. They're glimpses beyond the veil, moments when your expanding consciousness briefly perceives the energetic reality underlying physical form. If you're finding it increasingly difficult to spend time in crowded, chaotic environments, understand that this isn't social anxiety or weakness. Your heightened sensitivity makes you porous to the energies around you. In crowds, you're absorbing the emotional states, the mental patterns, the energetic debris of dozens or hundreds of people simultaneously. What others filter out unconsciously, you're experiencing in full force. A shopping mall becomes an overwhelming tsunami of human energy. A busy restaurant feels like standing in the middle of an emotional tornado. If this message is resonating deep in your soul, take a moment right now to subscribe to this channel. You're part of a community of awakening beings, and the wisdom shared here will guide you through every phase of your transformation. Click that subscribe button because the insights coming in future videos will be exactly what you need, exactly when you need them. The people in your former life may still be comfortable living in states of chaos and drama that now feel unbearable to you. They can tolerate levels of unconsciousness that would completely destabilize your newly sensitized system. This isn't about being superior or more evolved. It's simply about being at different points in the journey of consciousness. They're running software version 1.0, and you're upgrading to 5.0. The programs aren't compatible right now, and forcing the connection would crash your entire system. This realization can bring a profound sense of loneliness. You look around and see people engaged in the same patterns, the same conversations, the same pursuits that once occupied your attention, and you can't find the resonance anymore. You can't force yourself to care about things that feel trivial compared to the cosmic shifts happening within you. You can't pretend to be satisfied with surface connections when your soul is crying out for depth, for meaning, for authentic communion with others who understand this strange and sacred journey. But here's the truth that will change everything. This isolation is temporary. It's not your permanent destination. It's a way station on the path, a necessary pause for integration and recalibration. You're not being prepared for a life of hermitage and eternal solitude. You're being refined so that when you do re-engage with the world, you'll do so from a place of centered power rather than reactive vulnerability. You'll be able to maintain your frequency regardless of external circumstances. You'll know how to set energetic boundaries, how to protect your peace, how to share your gifts without depleting your reserves. Think of this phase as spiritual boot camp. It's challenging because it's strengthening you. Every moment you spend in solitude, learning to be comfortable in your own energy, is building the foundation for the mission that awaits you. The universe isn't isolating you to punish you. It's training you, strengthening you, preparing you for a role that requires you to maintain a high frequency in environments that might otherwise pull you back into lower vibrations. During this sacred pause, you have the opportunity for profound self-discovery. Without the constant input and influence of others, you can finally hear your own voice. You can discern which thoughts are truly yours and which were programmed into you by family, society, culture, and conditioning. You can identify the beliefs that serve your highest good and release those that keep you small, limited, and disconnected from your true nature. This is your chance to explore the vast interior landscape of your consciousness without distraction, to sit with your shadows and integrate them, to face your fears and transmute them, to recognize your patterns and transform them, to connect with the deepest layers of your being and discover the truth of who you are beneath all the masks, roles, and identities you've worn throughout your life. The clarity that emerges from this inward journey is invaluable. You begin to understand your purpose with crystalline precision. The noise of external expectations fades, and your authentic calling rises to the surface. You can finally distinguish between what the world told you to want and what your soul actually desires. This clarity becomes your compass, guiding every decision, every step, every choice moving forward. Isolation also serves as a powerful catalyst for developing inner strength and resilience. When you're alone with yourself, you can't escape into distraction or numb yourself with constant stimulation. You have to face whatever arises. This confrontation with your inner reality, though challenging, forges an unshakable foundation of self-reliance. You discover that you don't need external validation to know your worth. You don't need constant companionship to feel complete. You are, in your essence, whole and sufficient unto yourself. This doesn't mean you'll never desire connection again. It means you'll approach connection from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. You'll seek companionship to share your overflow, not to fill your emptiness. This shift transforms the quality of every relationship you form moving forward. You become a magnet for high vibrational connections because you're no longer willing to settle for anything less than authentic. Resonance, your time in isolation, is also deepening your spiritual connection in ways that wouldn't be possible amid constant external engagement. In the silence, you can hear the whispers of your higher self, the guidance of your spirit team, the subtle nudges from the universe itself. You become attuned to synchronicities that have always been present but went unnoticed in the chaos of busy life. You develop a direct line of communication with the divine, however you understand that concept. This spiritual attunement transforms your entire experience of reality. You begin to see the sacred in the mundane. You recognize the perfection in what once seemed like chaos. You understand that everything, every experience, every challenge, every moment of pain or pleasure is part of an intricate design orchestrated by intelligence far beyond human comprehension. This understanding brings a profound peace that the external world cannot provide or take away. As you navigate this chrysalis phase, be gentle with yourself. There will be moments when the loneliness feels crushing, times when you question whether this awakening is worth the price of isolation, instances when you're tempted to numb yourself, to shrink back down, to return to the comfortable unconsciousness of your former life. In these moments, remember why you're here. Remember that you didn't choose this awakening arbitrarily. Your soul chose it. Your higher self initiated it. And though the path is challenging, it leads to a version of yourself that you can't even fully imagine yet. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust that every person who has fallen away from your life did so for a reason, making space for connections that match your new frequency. Trust that this isolation is not abandonment, but incubation. Trust that when the time is right, you'll emerge from this cocoon transformed, ready to fly in ways you never could before. The world needs your awakened presence. It needs the gifts that are being refined in this crucible of solitude. It needs the light you're learning to embody, the wisdom you're integrating, the compassion you're developing through your own struggles. Your isolation is not selfish. It's essential preparation for the contribution you came here to make. Before we close, I want you to subscribe to the Light of Wisdom if you haven't already. This journey of awakening has many phases, many challenges, many revelations still to come, and this channel will be here to illuminate each step. Join our community of awakening souls by clicking subscribe. Your presence here matters, so embrace this phase. Honor it. Use it. Dive deep into the opportunities it presents for growth, healing, and transformation. Know that on the other side of this isolation awaits a life of deeper meaning, authentic connection, and purposeful service. You're not being left behind. You're being prepared to lead, not from a place of ego, but from a place of embodied wisdom earned through this very journey you're walking now. The isolation you're experiencing isn't an ending. It's an initiation. And you, brave soul, are passing through it with more grace and courage than you realize. The universe sees you. Your higher self is proud of you. And the version of you that's emerging from this transformation will look back on this time and recognize it as the most important phase of your entire existence. Stay strong, stay present, stay true to the calling that brought you here. Your awakening is not just about you. It's about the ripple effect your transformed consciousness will create in a world desperately in need of awakened beings. This is your time. This is your purpose. And your isolation is the sacred soil from which your greatest becoming will bloom.